Welcome to episode 1 of Pioneering in Paradise. I'm Matt Middleton, and today we're covering starting your own seeds. Before we get started, let's cover the equipment that you're going to need to start your own seeds. You'll need a container, like this seed starting tray. You'll also need some sort of a growing medium, like this seed starting mix. And of course, you're going to need some seeds. You don't necessarily need something like a seed tray. You can certainly use other containers. Seed starting trays are the ideal way to get started with your seeds, but they're not the only container that you can use. For example, milk cartons make a great starter for tomato seeds because they're nice and deep, which gives them an opportunity to grow a large root structure. Before you start planting, you should take a look at the packet of seeds. It'll likely have some instructions on how to start them. Especially with certain varieties, you may need to baby them a little bit, so make sure that you go over that carefully before you start planting. Alright, so now it's time to get cracking, and we're going to get started by filling up the tray with soil. So you want to be real careful with this, just because you don't want to have to clean up a bunch of dirt. I've put it on a cookie sheet just because that way anything that spills sort of in the immediate vicinity, it's all caught. Okay. Once you've filled your container, you need to compress the soil just a little bit. What that does is it gives the seeds something to push against as they start to sprout. That little bit of resistance is actually really key. There we go. Hold on. You might need to top these up just a little bit depending on the consistency of your material.
Alright, you're almost done pushing all the soil down. I recall a time when you didn't push down the soil. That was fun.
Yeah. Although at the time I was at least smart enough to put the cookie sheet underneath. But the problem with doing that is the soil will fall out if you don't compress it for this particular type of tray. Not all trays have holes on the bottom because not all of them use the mat to draw the water up from underneath. So yeah, this particular one, if you don't compress it, you're sort of really causing yourself a lot of problems. Okay, we've got all the cells filled and soil's compacted down a bit, so we're ready to plant.
I have an idea. I know what I want to plant. Yeah, baby carrot. It's going to be a carrot tree someday. There we go.
Kind of doesn't work like that.
Why not? Do we need 2 adult carrots first or something?
No, but carrots grow from seeds, not from trees.
Rats.
So today we're going to start hot peppers. I usually put 4 seeds in each one of these cells. It gives me a margin of error for seeds that don't sprout at all, or plants that come up and they're just not up to snuff. They're not strong enough to survive. And we're going to do 2 cells in the same variety. When you're starting seeds, it's really important to keep track of what you've planted and where you've planted it. I've had more than one occasion where I've planted something and forgotten completely what kind of plant it was. So what I'm going to do here is write down what kind of pepper I planted in those cells. I've got it labeled A and B for each of the 2 rows here, and then each of the columns is numbered. So A1 is these 2 here. And I just planted red cayenne peppers. Once you've filled your container with your seeds and with your potting material, what you want to do is water it, basically. In this case, we don't need to water because we've got the capillary mat and the reservoir underneath, which will wick water to the bottom, encouraging roots to grow downward. It also helps us avoid what's called damping off, which is a mold that can grow on the surface if there's a little too much humidity and not enough airflow. Now we are sort of setting ourselves up for that by covering it with clear plastic, but that's sort of a necessary evil for the first little bit. You want to take it off as soon as you start seeing sprouts, but for the first probably week or so, you're going to leave this on. It helps keep the humidity in and the heat in as well. So there's lots of excellent resources out there for you if you're looking to start your own seeds. I'm going to put a few links in the video notes, so check those pages out for sure if you're ready to get started on your own seeds. So go out there and get your hands dirty.